Earlier from Swindon, who's just returned from a trip to a migrant camp in Calais known as the Jungle, where she joined a group taking aid to those who need it most. Poppy was joined by her mum, Anna-Marie, the driving force behind Swindon Calais Solidarity. It was the group's 20th journey, in actual fact, and she's here in the studio now to tell us how it went. Poppy, good morning.
Good morning.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
That is a lovely smile. That is an absolutely lovely smile. Now, were you smiling in Calais or not? Just tell me what it was like. What can you remember about over there?
I remember it was muddy. It had lots of stones on the ground. The children were sad.
And this was what, children about your age? How old were the children you saw, Poppy?
Little.
Yeah, even littler than you.
Yes.
And their life is nothing like your life then. What did they have?
They had nothing.
And how did you feel when you saw that?
Sad.
Now, did you knew what your mummy was doing and her group. Did you say, Mummy, let's go? Or did mummy maybe say, oh, come on, do you want to go this time? How did it work that you went on this trip?
Let's go.
Yeah, you were up for it, weren't you? Mad for it. And you brought your Matalan bag in, and I thought it was some clothes for me or something. I thought you were saying that I was a bit of a scruff bag, which is true. But tell me, in all seriousness, what's inside? Let me just open this bag up here, Poppy, and bring out the one item within it. And I've never held one of these. It's a grey item about, I don't know, 7 inches high, sort of a cylinder. What is that?
It's a canister.
And what was in the canister?
Tear gas.
And this was used, was it, to keep angry people at bay over there? I mean, what was it used for?
It was in the family area.
Let's bring Mum in. Anna-Marie, thanks for coming in.
Hi there.
She's delightful. I mean, this is it, look, a part of Calais, the so-called jungle here,
yes,
with the dirt still on.
Yes, the relevance of the tear gas canister actually is the fact that we found it in the family area. There is one little area that is just for mums and children. So as you can imagine, we were quite shocked to find that in that area, as opposed to the news reports that say that these are used to keep the refugees under control. There would be no reason to find a gas canister in that particular area in the camp.
Poppy says she wanted to go. You know, she's, I'm sure, intrigued about the work you're doing, seeing all the coming and going, and, you know, for her it might be quite exciting. And she's given us her views, but obviously, you know, what do you think she made of it deep down? Well,
she's been asking to go for a long time, and we were quite concerned about whether she should go or not. She helped a lot at home with doing the parcels and packaging and sorting out clothes and things, but she was so insistent on coming that we thought, OK, we're going to let her have this experience. And she was absolutely inspiring on the day. She was so compassionate, there was so much empathy, but she was also very practical and very assertive. And when we all stopped to have lunch, she said, come on, we've got to hurry up and have lunch and get back to work. And the refugees absolutely adore her. She brings them so much joy and fun, and she's so chatty, and she was handing out toys and colouring books and clothes to the children, but she was so assertive about it. And there is one area that is behind bars, and she was passing toys through the bars and playing with the children behind the bars. I spent most of the day looking at her and thinking, wow, this really is an incredible little girl, and it's quite exciting to see how she is going to grow up.
Who's yawning now, isn't it? Yes. An early start, isn't it, Poppy?
It's early. She's homeschooled.
Do too many of those early starts, you look like you have bags under your eyes like this. But you almost answered it there in the start of that answer about, you know, you pondered on whether it was a place to take a 7-year-old. People at home might be asking that, but I suppose it's in some way hypocritical because it is a place. The fact is, for other 7-year-olds right now.
Do you know, this is exactly right. You know, I'm expecting for there to be some controversy about me taking my daughter there, but you can't have it both ways. You can't argue that they shouldn't come over here and that it's perfectly acceptable for them to be there, but not acceptable for my Western daughter to be there for a few hours of an afternoon. To be honest with you, I would only take her when it is a good climate in the camp. There were no evictions taking place. It was a nice sunny day. It was the best possible conditions to actually take her, and it was a fairly uneventful day. You have to be sensible and gauge when a good day would be to take a child. But a lot of people do take their children there, and it is very good for the other children because it's telling them, hey, you know, we don't see you any differently to any other children. And they absolutely love it. But what really struck my daughter was the intense sadness from the children. And at one point, she was just stood at the bars, just looking at them, just intently looking at them. And it was really quite moving to watch her taking it all in, and she felt so hurt afterwards. It was quite an incredible experience, actually.
Anna-Marie, thank you. Poppy, thank you for coming in, being such a good guest. And I know you're homeschooled. Do you have to do a bit of a project about what you saw over there? Is Mummy making you write a few lines out, a few pictures maybe?
Yep.
Yeah, good to hear it. Good to hear it. It's a life experience, isn't it? Not all life is nice. Most of it is, but sometimes it's not. Thank you for coming in. Take your carry bag out. Good to meet you. Bit of a star, that one. Anna-Marie, thanks for coming in as well.
Thank you.
8:28 coming up in the next half hour.